Just when you thought it was safe. Just when you thought it was safe. No, y'all, I ain't going nowhere, man. I just take a break from YouTube, you know what I'm saying? YouTube and boxing and fanboys. You know, when shit stop being fun, or if I really ain't got nothing to say, I ain't gonna give y'all no content. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But anyway, let's get to my boy. Canelo Alvarez. I told y'all. Now let's mirror back on all the Canelo, Super Saiyan fanboys and all that shit to say. Look how they look now. Create an excuse for this. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're trying, but create an excuse for this. You know? This dude rather sue his right to cherry pick. Instead of getting in there with some stiff competition, you rather go through legal hoops in order to avoid some stiff competition. Let me put this out here right now because I'm dead. Stop comparing Canelo Alvarez and Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? They're not on the same level. They're not in the same stratosphere. They're not in the same galaxy. They're not on the same periodic timetable. You know what I'm saying? They're nowhere near. I don't want to hear it. You can't compare these two guys on no fucking level. And you most definitely can't keep trying because these Canelo fanboys, Super Saiyan fans, you do try. You constantly, just like the Manny Pacquiao fans, y'all do try. You constantly try to put somebody above Floyd, who he beat. Canelo fans are always trying to compare Canelo to Floyd, talking about he's so much better, but he beat him. It's the same thing with Manny Pacquiao fans. Manny Pacquiao so much better than Floyd, but he beat him, okay? But now look at your boy now, suing his right to cherry pick. And everybody has known this, and this is the thing. People have been saying this shit about Canelo Alvarez since the very fucking beginning. This is not new. So you got all these fanboys talk about, they pick on Canelo. They talk about Canelo. Oh, Canelo. They abuse him. They talk about him. Shut the fuck up. Y'all are fucking liars. Because the reason we're in this position right now, the reason why you getting this so-called face of boxing who rather sue than to throw some lever is because his fan base allows him to do it. That's how we get to this point. His fan base allows him to do it. They'll turn a blind eye with Canelo, but turn their radars and turn their binoculars up on everybody else. They'll quick to say, hell, they'll talk about fighters that's fucking retired before they'll judge anything about Canelo Alvarez, which is an active fighter right now. I done been said the shit. This is why when I said, how the fuck can you be a fan of Canelo Alvarez and yet I get attacked by Canelo Alvarez fans for criticizing him? Because Canelo Alvarez fanboys are well aware of his cherry-picking legacy. They are. They just don't want to hold him accountable. They'll hold your counter fightable. They'll hold a PBC counter accountable. They'll hold any urban, black, or whatever you want to call it, fighter accountable. But not Canelo. Anything to save face. And this is part of why the fuck I disappeared on your ass. Because I didn't figure out motherfuckers really don't care about no fair and straight up shit. People just want to protect their fighter. They don't care if they're cherry picking, fighting bums. They don't care. As long as they make their fighter look good in a nice little light and they can talk and criticize yours, people don't really care about no straight down the middle shit. So that's why I back the fuck up from the table for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Take part in life that, you know what I'm saying, that I actually still enjoy. Because when it comes to this YouTube boxing shit, man, let's be real. And I've been saying it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Feminine energy, y'all bitches. You know what I'm saying? People get mad all they want. You can say that you don't like my delivery. You can say whatever they don't like. But man, my shit come from the gutter. My shit come from the heart. It's straight up fucking true. Y'all are bitches. It is a huge fucking turn off for boxing. But the reason why y'all are here right now with this fake ass so-called face of boxing is because y'all refuse to hold this guy to the flame. But people like me will do it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to worry about it. So y'all just go ahead and fucking sit back, you know, because Canelo Alvarez and this whole called I'm going to sue my right to motherfucking cherry pick. Okay. Now that we already established that it's been facilitated by his fan base, let's approach the obvious and let's just be real here. Let me put this in a perspective that I haven't even thought about till recently. Canelo Alvarez is the so-called face of boxing by default. That's right. Canelo Alvarez is what we are left with. Let's be real. How many real stars are actually made? I don't want to hear about Canelo. Canelo is a star that was engineered off the tail ass of Floyd Mayweather's career. The same thing, I don't care if you don't want to admit it, same thing with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was engineered off Floyd Mayweather's name. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather made Floyd Mayweather off of Floyd Mayweather. Period. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo is what you was left with after the real face of boxing retired. Let's just be real. You know? Matter of fact, let me put it in a way that you can't deny it. DAZN has finally figured out that Canelo is not the draw that they thought that he was. Not only that, Canelo is figuring out that he's not the draw that he thought that he was, because he can't sell and get away with fighting these people like this. Canelo Alvarez is what we were left with. You cannot be the face. Just think about it. How can you be a face of American boxing? You know what I'm saying? Because whether people like it or not, that's what he represents. You know what I'm saying? American boxing. But how the fuck can you be the face of American boxing when you don't even speak English? That just goes to show you how weak this landscape is for boxing. It can be easily penetrated, and they're waiting for anybody to take up the mantle. How do you know? Just take Deontay Wilder, for example. Deontay Wilder wouldn't got where he was if the landscape wasn't soft, weak, and open for the taking. We needed a fucking champion. Deontay Wilder was the only one who stepped in that fucking shoes. And still to this day, you don't have no American champion that can replace Wilder. That's how soft American fucking boxing is. So Canelo is what you was fucking left with. Not a real fucking genuine fucking star. He's not. Because if you could, you'd be able to do this. But the point is, they don't want to pay Canelo Alvarez this top draw money for fighting people that ain't about shit, and he can't garner the attention and he can't garner the residuals. They thought that he could, but he cannot, because Canelo Alvarez, truthfully, is not the fucking face of fucking boxing. Boxing is weak, and I'm talking about in an American point of view. Boxing is weak, and American boxing fans don't cling to Canelo Alvarez. They don't talk about Canelo Alvarez. Let's just be real. He's popular in the Latino fan base, which is a large portion of who watch and supports boxing. But other than that, as far as an American standard, Anthony Joshua is more familiar with the tongue of Americans than Canelo Alvarez. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. But we're here right now because he know, and his promotion team know, he got a fan base that don't give a fuck about his cherry picking. Now you talking somebody who used to be a big advocate and promoter of Canelo Alvarez till I realized he was cherry picking on an elite covert level. He even had me fooled till I closely looked at this dude. You know what I'm saying? Till I closely looked at him. Now you can't deny it. Canelo fans can't say nobody's picking on him, because all I hear is about they're picking on Canelo. They're talking about him. They're talking about that. They're talking about. Keep in mind, these are the same group of people that'll love to rip anybody else's so-called favorite boxer. But they're picking on Canelo. Canelo this, Canelo. It's a lie. No, people are holding Canelo to the flame. Something that you Canelo fanboys are incapable of fucking doing. And you get mad at other people. You want to make videos about other people. You want to try to flood their comment section because you know it's fucking true. If it wasn't true, y'all be able to let that shit just roll off your back. But you can't fucking do it. But this is the thing. Canelo Alvarez wants to try to blame Golden Boy for their problems with DAZN. No. Golden Boy is held up by one motherfucker, and that's Canelo Alvarez. He's the only cash cow. He's the only person bringing in residuals. They don't have a duplicate. They don't have another spare Canelo sitting around in no closet nowhere. So Canelo runs Golden Boy because he's the only one that's pulling off residuals and money and whatever and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He is the only one. Nobody else is doing that. So that means he runs Golden Boy. So you mean to tell me Golden Boy is going to dictate to their cash cow, the guy that's paying everybody from Oscar De La Hoya all the way down to a guy that washes toilets. They're going to tell him what to do and fuck up the money. And even worse, why would they fuck up their money by giving him opponents that would only fuck up their money? You know what I'm saying? Do you follow me? It doesn't make sense. If I'm going to give you an opponent, which is going to jeopardize our deal with the zone, how the fuck am I going to get paid? Both of y'all have to be in agreement with that fucking opponent. Nobody's operating outside of Canelo Alvarez because it's bullshit. But I'm going to do you one better. Ryan Garcia has already revealed and told y'all what the fuck they're doing over there at Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? You don't believe me? Here it is right here.
Right. Look around. Everybody knows how I am. I'm selling. And people are asking for refunds. They're like telling DAZN we're not watching. Like, and that just affects them because DAZN's not even a part of it. And they're taking slack for Golden Boy's mistake.
Now, Ryan Garcia, he's telling you how they operate. And this is why I praise Ryan Garcia, because he didn't want to be part of their shit show, part of their cherry picking at an elite level. He wanted stiff competition. And you see, he had to beg and fight to get stiff competition. That's how it works over there at fucking Golden Boy. So Golden Boy is not doing something outside of what Canelo Alvarez agrees with. Canelo Alvarez wants to do this fucking cherry picking. So the whole suing shit is just to fight soft ass competition. And that's your fucking fan base's fault because you refuse to hold Canelo Alvarez to any kind of standard or the same standard that you would put to an Andre Ward or Floyd Mayweather. Hell, how about just any black American urban fighter? You know what I'm saying? And I'm so sick of saying this shit, but the bias and the fucking scale is so fucking lopsided. How the fuck can you avoid it? How could you call anybody a liar? This is exactly what's going on. And to the point, we have a fucking laughing stock. We got two laughing stocks, Deontay Wilder and Canelo Alvarez. Two fucking laughing stocks of fucking boxing. Both fucking cherry picking, both fighting soft ass opponents and don't want to get in there with nothing lively. Those are just fucking facts. Now, can Canelo Alvarez share the hall of shame with the Wilder fans? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all grouped together. Hold on. And don't let me leave out the Triple G fans. All y'all need to be kumbaya together because y'all all full of shit. But y'all have all allowed y'all fighters to cherry pick and fight soft ass opponents to the point where it gets to a level where they have to fight stiff competition. They either lose, get their ass whooped, fucking duck, or get a franchise belt. Bruce Vane, I'm the fuck out.